transform pain into something beautiful.
Met a guy named Over Butterfly in a bar just south of Tennessee. He had a twinkle in his eye, a warm heart and a spirit so free. He wore his boots, worn out hat, had a laugh that could light up the night. With a whiskey in hand, he tipped it back, said, "Boys, let's raise a little hell tonight." Little butterfly, he don't play by the rules. He's got a heart of gold, makes friends with all the fools. With a smile so sweet, he'll steal your soul. Little butterfly, he'll never grow old. He rode with me through the stormy weather. On a Harley we chased the open road. In every town we found our treasure, two outlaws with no fixed abode. He danced under the moon wild and free, gypsy soul with a friendly grace. He taught me how to live, how to be. In his world there was no need to race. And little butterfly, he don't play by the rules. He's got a heart of gold, makes friends with all the fools. With a smile so sweet, he'll steal your soul. Little butterfly, he'll never grow old. And though the nights got dark and cold, he always found a way to light the fire, with stories of love and tales untold. Little butterfly, he's a friend I admire.
In the depths of despair I found my strength, but I refuse to let darkness consume me. I've lost more than words alone can speak. I'll transform pain into something beautiful, you'll see. I'll harness the heartache, the pain I bear, crafting beauty from the ashes of despair. Unstoppable, unwavering in the face of the storm. Lost more than words can say, yet I transform. I'll weave a tapestry of light and mercy, not seeking vengeance, not dwelling in hurt. Choosing goodness in every step I embrace, balancing the scales of life with grace. I won't dwell in the shadows of the past. Instead, I'll fuel the fire, make it last. Nurturing the flames with every tear that falls. For the change I seek, my spirit calls. Drama ends with me, peace in my soul. Choosing goodness, making broken hearts whole. Through pain, in a world where strength and choosing goodness in every step I embrace, balancing the scales of life with grace. Oh yeah, yeah. Feels alone in a crowded room, feels misunderstood. It feels like nobody's thinking or cares about you. Has a lot of friends but still feels lonely. Does anybody care or appreciate what I have to say? Waiting for the phone to ring, but it doesn't. Always waiting and hoping. Rather be alone than try. The fear of being rejected is too strong. Listen up, get out of your own head. Because you walk, you are well respected. Your opinions do matter. When you speak, others do listen. You may not realize it, but what you say just made a person's day. You be the person to speak up in a crowded room, because there are others feeling just like you, but don't have the courage to speak up. You be their voice. You pick up the phone and make the call, because the person on the other end will always answer. You may not always know where to feel it, but there are people who want to be just like you. There are people when you walk in a room, light up, because it's you that's walking through the door. Walking through the door. Sometimes it's you that needs to make the first move. That first move turns into something wonderful. How friendships, memories are made. Remember, you are strong, you are respected, you are amazing, and you are loved.
Your presence by my side. Can you listen to what I say? A whole lifetime ahead, open and wide. When my clock ticks its final chime, I crave to feel you next to me. Darling, I always knew this moment would climb from the instant I gazed into your eyes and could see. Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Whisper that I'm the one. Oh, my stars.
All right, well, I guess we're not getting the music that's supposed to be playing up there, so I guess we'll just move on to starting the FLEXCAST out. So this week we have had a new way of doing music, so that's exciting and fun. And we have had a lot of fun this morning going through and getting all these, but it's like, what incredible things you guys have done. I mean, like, some of these songs are just incredible. I don't know why I can't get them to play. That's the weird thing, is that we should be hearing them come through the system. But we can't get them out of Spotify. We can't get them out of SoundCloud. So it's just a big kind of mess. And so we do get to hear the ones that were in YouTube, because we can get those down and get those playing. But I'm going to keep trying to figure this out, Corey, because I'm not sure. I mean, we got the stuff playing through the actual thing. I don't get it. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let me switch this over then, so we can get going with our FLEXCAST. We have a great amount of songs that were turned in. We are going to make this a whole lot easier. We're going to talk about that here in just a second, how we're going to be able to get those posted and how we can get more people to be participating if they don't know how to make a video out of it and get that video up, because you can't do that on an MP3 file with Facebook. So we have gotten to have to go through a couple of different ways of doing that. So let me get everything set here now. All right. Good morning, Corey. How are you doing?
Good. I completely overslept this morning, though. When you texted asking about the slides, I panicked.
Well, get that coffee, because we have a lot to go over today. Let me get this up here where we're full screen and everyone can see and hear me now, so that's good. Let's go ahead and get things going. As always, I want to get rid of that screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. So crazy. It's just gone. Corey, something's messing up with us today. That's the deal. They must know that we're getting ready to have something killer today. They just don't want us to do it. Okay, there we go. I got my screens all set up and go. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, get to your Flex connection if the new people coming in. We have great questions that are always coming in. I found some this morning. I'm going to actually address a couple of those this morning, because I think they're overarching issues that keep coming in. So I'm going to go in and address some issues here. But this is a great place to get your questions pushed to the community, because this is how you get, the front line of all of your customer support comes right here on the product. We have incredible moderators that have been, using this product from the day that it first came out. And they've learned how to do things that we have never thought of doing with this product, but also they just are so good at teaching people how to do it. So make sure you're getting people that are coming in, both customers and brand influencers, into the Flex Connection, and so that they can actually be a part of a community that can help them grow, both with the community of AI and also with Flex, the business. This week we have an update on corporate update call. It's at 8 o'clock Central Time on Monday. This is something that you should just kind of put in. You can listen to it anywhere. You don't have to be on a Zoom. You literally can just listen on your phone. There's a dial-in number, and you can go and you can hear all the updates. If there's any new promos, any big announcements, things that happened last week, and then also things that are happening this week. It's also important to get your teams here, because this is where we do recognition, and we love to recognize people. And it's always great when you have someone show up and they don't expect their name to come out, and yet you're recognizing them and giving them some awards or credits, because they are just doing the right things throughout their building of the business. And I love to give those out to people who just don't even realize they're doing something special, but they're just consistent in what they do, and we watch that. And so that's big announcements maybe on this Friday, or I'm sorry, on this Monday night's call, also regarding the launch of Canvas Plus. Okay, we're going to go into a few things here in Flexology today. We're going to get back to the music, by the way. We're going to have a lot of music, and we're having a lot of ways of talking about the way that you guys are doing the music. We're going to talk about the way that you're going to be able to do a video and bring that video out to the social media platforms everywhere. and this will help grow your business as well. But at the beginning today, we're going to dive into IntelliChat. And I'm going to actually walk through in the actual platforms today about all the things that you're able to do with IntelliChat, because I don't think a lot of people truly understand the power that is sitting inside of IntelliChat. They understand that it's got a bunch of different LLMs in it, and they understand that it's cool because you can switch between all of them, and they're all kind of tied together. But they don't really understand necessarily everything that it can do. And so I want to go through a lot of that today and why it is so different than any of the other platforms out there, why IntelliChat is one of our patent pending applications sitting inside of Ruby, and why that is different than other things that are out there. And so let's kind of dive into that first. I'm going to start with a screen, and then we're going to go talk about that screen. These are screens that are going to be in your new deck. So when you're doing your presentations, these are screens that will come from your deck, and I want to break them down and let you understand why they're important and how you can go about pitching them. But then you're really going to be learning how to use IntelliChat at its greatest levels. Now, the best way to learn something is to teach it. When you learn to teach something, you are having to force yourself to learn it, but you're also spending time to go down deeper into what it is, because you're thinking of questions that other people are going to ask, or I didn't think about how I would do that. So this is all a great process. So when you think about teaching other people to use it, this is how you learn it the fastest possible way. So let's kind of break down the first thing. Is we're so much more than just chat. We've organized all of the world's largest LLMs. Now, when we release Canvas Plus, you're going to see two more in here. Let's Llama 3.1. All right, 3.1. It just came out. It's coming out with Canvas Plus. And Perplexity, which is another way of just them processing how a prompt is actually managed. It's just another LLM out there. And you will have the options to do all of these just like you do now. They're just two more that are coming in. And each one of these has a strength or a purpose for being here. It's not like, we're just trying to put everything out there to get numbers. Actually, we want to limit the number and just bring the best ones there because it's easier. So when you talk about each of these and why they have a specific reason, there is a learn more inside of the model. I'm going to switch over to my screen here, Corey. Let me pop this over. See if I can get the right screen the first time here. Let's see. Look at that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have to push it up onto the desk. There we go. So when you're looking at the models, you'll see that there's a learn more here. And this learn more will actually start to talk you through each of these different models. Why is it there? Why is it important? Why should you use them? What they're good for doing certain things with. These are all going to help kind of guide you as to what it is that you're going to be doing. Now, there is a change that's coming on Monday. So we were going to make the deployment yesterday. We decided not to do it on a Friday, but we're going to do it on Monday. And you're going to see a couple of new ones in here. GPT 3.5 no longer will be available. Why? We're replacing it with another free usage LLM. And it's ChatGPT 4 Omni Mini. And it also is vision enabled. And we're going to talk about vision enabling here in just a minute and what that means. But when you see GPT 4.0 as far as Mini goes, this is a very fast and powerful version of GPT-4 that we can now offer free. Okay, so you get unlimited uses with GPT-4 Omni Mini, and it's faster. It's much more current and better at processing than GPT 3.5 Turbo. So this is an upgrade that's already coming out and will be there on Monday. Now, we're going to use that here in just a minute. But there also is different reasonings for the usage. And you'll see the usage on the 3 times words used for Opus. You'll see 1x words, and you'll see unlimited. This is just because of the amount of data that you're getting and the better responses that you're getting. And 3 Opus is the best for really deep questions, things that you really want to know a lot about the information that's out there. That's going to be your best one, and it costs a little bit more. But I will tell you guys that no matter what plan that you're on, whether you're at the $20 basic plan or you're coming up at the $100 on the Premium Plus, you will have enough words to do pretty much everything that you could possibly want to do by having the unlimiteds, and then only using these that are charging when you want to get that next level. Like if you're not getting the best results from, GPT-4 Omni, or from the Haiku, or Claude Instant, or from Google Gemini, you will then have to be able to go and use the other ones. But it's so minor, guys. Like all of our plans, even at 10,000 words, is a lot of words if you're doing social media or maybe a blog. Now, if you're doing a lot of content, that's not what Basic was designed to do to begin with. It was designed to get you started, to kind of see and play around and see if that's for you. But when you start getting into your Pro and Premium and your Premium Plus, that's where you're going to find the content, the word amounts, and the credit amounts to really get you moving. So there's a difference between all of the different LLMs. Corey, is there a never mind. I'm just going to have to do it back and forth because we didn't get there. I'll try to get these done a little earlier so we can do some of this. I got to keep bouncing back and forth between my screens here. Okay. So let's talk now about the free. We kind of just hit on that. We have these GPT-4o, Omni, Haiku, Instant, and Gemini. There is also going to be a free llama. Okay. So when we talk about our free is vast, it means that you literally could do literally anything that you could possibly want to do without ever having a subscription to any of these other platforms and have unlimited use on them. You can do that at $20 a month. So what you pay to have on GPT-4, you can actually have all of the LLMs in all the different platforms along with GPT-4 Omni Mini, all at unlimited usage for $20. That's not counting all the other things that obviously are inside of Ruby. So there's 2 very specific things that are happening inside of IntelliChat that extends out its capabilities. And these are where I want to focus a lot on this morning. This is where you start to really understand the power that can happen with IntelliChat. Now, if you're not familiar with anchoring is a way that you can get trusted content. There's a lot of great things in the world of AI, but you do have hallucinations. And what that means is that there are really things that sound really, really, really good, and they're just not true. But they sound great. And if you're not careful, you'll start putting false stuff out because it sounds good. And that's why we always say that responsible AI is a major part of where we need to be looking at AI, not just now, but now and in the future. I thought it was interesting this weekend, and I get ADD stuff all the time, and Corey knows that better than anybody, but I have these little things that just pop in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I need to say that right now. But I want to say something right now because I think it's really true, and this is one of the things that's so important when we're talking about AI and we're sharing it with other people, and it really clicked this week when Chris Booth and I were doing a presentation in an event for realtors. And what it was all the things that you can do with AI that are really specific to realty. And so what we were the last ones to go, but there were a bunch of different AI platforms that were ahead of us that were kind of sharing what they can do for realtors. Whether it's, I can do a conversation, I can learn to make my pitch, whether it was I can now have a bot that does all my calls and does all my follow-ups, and I can do a text and email, and bots do all of that for me, and I don't have to touch it. And it just occurred to me when we're seeing all of these little niche products, and it's not so much that they're niche products, that it was like a niche product that was a one-button click. Like I click one button and it does everything. And it just occurs to me that this is exactly the problem that everyone's going to run into in the next 6 months to a year. And here's the problem. A year ago, people who were using AI were making these drastic steps away from those that didn't. You see it in our presentations when we talk about Gary Vee or Mark Cuban. If you're not using AI in your business, you're going to fail. If you're not using it every day, you're going to get left behind. Like these are the things from a year ago. And what you saw was this: people who used AI and the people who didn't had this massive gap because it's 20 to 30 times more productive and effective with it than without it. Today, about 50% of people in the United States, I don't know what it is around the world, but here in the United States, are using AI in some way, shape, or form every day. Now, that was compared to like 5% a year ago. That's how fast adoption is happening in the world of technology and everything else that's coming with AI. It's undeniable that you have to be on AI in some way, shape, or form. Why wouldn't you be a part of something that's helping you do better? So what you see then is now everybody's coming in and saying, okay, I want to make it super easy. I want you to be able to click a button and get everything, and it's just one little niche. And pretty soon you have that 20 different subscriptions again, and you have one button that's doing everything for you, which is great, except for when everybody has the same little thing that pushes a button and they all have the exact same thing coming out. How does that separate you again from the pack? And so when you're looking at marketing, especially doing a business or something like that, you don't want to do what every single person's doing, because then you're right back to where you were before. That's why when you say AI does good content, but AI and you makes great content, this is truly what will separate you from those people who are using AI without themselves being injected into the output. And so why is IntelliTech important to know? Because let's just talk about Ruby in general. Why is it important to know? It's because everything that these one push button, niche products do out there are built on the things and the tools that are inside of Ruby that you learn to use and input yourself in. So when you think about, I want to go and find, Corey, I'll use an example for one that we've used. There is a year ago, they were the hottest AI product in marketing when it came to creating your social media posts and all that stuff. It was expensive. It was like $150 a month to start. You go up to $1,000 a month. And what it could do is you could go in, you put in, use the AI to write your CTA, your headline, your post, your body, and then you can put an image on it. And if you hit a button, it gave you like 100 different variations of a post that you could choose, and you could push that then to your social media. And every single thing that it created looked like a cookie cutter. Like everything looked the same. Yeah, it had a little different this and a little bit different that, but if I looked at that one and then I looked at a different company, one that we did, they looked exactly the same. So if everything in this world of niche marketing that has a one button click, all is creating the same basic formats, using the same type of voices, using the same type of logic to respond, then everybody again starts to sound the same. And what you have inside of Ruby is a way to inject yourself. And when you inject yourself, you take a step above and beyond what the one button push is doing, because it can't think like you. So it's important to understand there's a big difference between this. And this is where we can start to really start pulling yourself apart from what everybody else is going to be doing in the future. The cream rises to the top. You hear this saying all the time. Here's the great news. Sometimes the cream gets to the top just because people churned it the most. People used it the most. They committed into the most, and they did a little bit more to get a little bit more. And that's what I hope that we have with Ruby, is that people can understand, okay, how do I use the tool that did the one button push? And how do I make it so it's super special to me, my clients, my brand, my business, my services, whatever it is that you're using, my communications, so that I stand out, so that my content goes a step beyond? How do I get my music to make an impact? I'm injecting myself into it. All these incredible things that you are able to do if you just commit to learning a few tools. And here's the thing that's really great. As deep and as complicated, I could walk in to tell you all about RAG and all about how it works and how anchoring is tied to RAG and how it's our version of RAG inside of Ruby. And at the end of the day, no one really needs to know RAG. What they need to know, how do I get the best content with a few clicks? And then how do I inject myself into that? And that's what we're going to talk about here inside of this. And I'm sorry if I get off my little tangents, but these are important things for you to understand, so that you understand there's a point to why we're not one button clicking everything. I mean, think about what it is that we have inside of Ruby. We literally have every tool that is ever used on every one button click bot that's out there. We actually have every tool that you could ever want to do to create any of them. And yes, we will make life easier for certain things, but I'm not a big proponent of a one button click. Like I saw one the other day, and it's a video thing, and you kind of put in a little bit and it does a button. You click a button and wow, in 5 minutes you got a video that's 15 to 20 seconds long, and it's cut, and it's got the audio, and it's got everything in it, and it's got all these stock images and things that are created from it. And we did it, and it was like, okay, I wouldn't use it for my brand just because it's still pretty low quality stuff. So then we did another one, and it looked almost exactly the same. You can't separate yourself by just doing quantity. You got to separate yourself from doing quality with quantity. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about anchoring and trusted URLs and why it's so important to be able to dig deep into what you want to create and how you want to get that great information coming. So I'm going to switch screens one more time, and we're going to go to Ruby.
Do you want to drop me that deck and I can flip through it?
You
have to switch.
Yeah, I don't know how. If I only have 3 slides left. I'll get through it. We'll make this a little bit better for you next time. Okay, so let's just talk about a little bit about getting around it in IntelliChat. So the first time you get into IntelliChat, you can create new chats. Okay, just by hitting a new button, you're going to create a new chat. Your old chats, your old chats are all going to go into the history that are found in our drawer over here to the right. So if you're just now new to seeing this, you'll see this little drawer. This drawer is pulling out. You've got history in there. You have anchoring, which we're going to deal with here in a second. You have all your prompts. Your saved prompts are there, both by favorites and by saved. And then we have our editor, and our editor is allowing us to create any kind of document that we want, or to restructure, or to hold information so that we can use that later in other prompts, right? This is allowing us to not have to have a word processor that's out on the side, or open up my notes and push them over there and then copy and paste them back in. And I can use this stuff a lot easier. Okay, so let's talk about the next thing. Obviously, we have our models. We have our modules. And by the way, this is in my dev too, so I don't have all the modules here. I can actually we'll go through and switch back and forth between our production and our dev 2 that's coming on Monday. And, all the different models are here, and you can choose them. And then, of course, the modules, it brings up all the modules that we have. Now, we have 150 different modules that you can use to go out and do things with. You can sort these, okay? If you want to do something with SEO, just put in SEO. It'll pull up everything within the SEO. You can search them very quickly there. You can also use our collections. Our collections are ways that you can go in and find things that deal with a specific topic. So I might want to do my hashtag generators or my meta descriptions or something like that. So I can go and do that. I can also go into different things that were very specific, like the C2C digital. This is all the things that you really need to go and create great marketing pieces, and they're all in this one place. And one of the things that's really interesting, I think that you'll find, is that all of these will be the things that you probably will use the most to create your lead magnets and all the things that you want to do on your front end to kind of bring someone through a funnel. All these things, you can play around with these, use them, play with them. You have the free chat. And by the way, when you are using a free chat, like if I went up to GPT-3.5, I can use all of these modules. It doesn't cost me anything. It's not even going against my word bank. Okay, so you can go play around with these and figure out all what they do, figure out the ones that might have interest to you, and you don't have to use your paying usage. Go find the ones that are free and use them, because whatever's chosen here is what's going to be used to create your model, or use the model is going to be used for your modules. You have your personas, and we all talk all about personas, but one of the things I really think is important to understand is that you can see exactly what it is that you're looking at when you select a persona and you're using a persona to write your content, and when you don't. So let's say that I wanted to come in here, and I use this one, Oakwood Hills homeowner. We actually used this for the realty the other day that we were doing the realtor event. And what was great is I created this based on a home. Okay, so I actually put in the description of the house in Personify, and I created what a homeowner would look like that would buy this house. See, Personify, and by the way, and personas in general, don't have to be a person, place, or a brand, or a service, or a product. You can go and create personas around who the potential buyer is of a target audience, and I can figure that out through Personify by putting in details about the product, service, and who would be able to use these the best. So I'm giving a little bit of a lead into Personify. So now I have my realtor that actually would buy this house because it meets all that stuff. But what's really important when you look at Personify, by the way, and you're looking at this specific persona, I really only care about these things right here at the moment. I care about the motivations. What is it that makes them want to buy this house at this place? And what are their pain points? Finding the right neighborhood is hard to do. Maintaining a welcoming home, balancing work and family life, that means it's important. And so when it's looking at the pain points and then it's looking at, okay, what are the motivation? They want a comfortable home. They want to build a sense of community. That means they're probably entertaining a lot. Those like creating lasting memories. This is all about bringing family in, right? These are the things that if you have that built in when you're creating the content in IntelliChat, it's going to be smacking right down on those pain points. Now, how do you go and get that information that's super important to put and interject in everything that you're doing and then get the trusted information around it? Well, a couple ways to do that is anchoring. Anchoring allows you to go and find a very specific website or a very specific document that can be a text or PDF file. And it's only going to be using those two sources or one of those sources to actually put your content together. I always talk about anchoring dealing with a product or service or something like that, but it also might be a form that was filled out online. Maybe the person who's looking at this house is filling out a form about things that they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for a realtor and they are asking, here are the key points of things I'm looking for in a realtor. You can put that in and anchor that file and then have it write you the response based upon that one specific thing. You can also paste it in here, right? You can, if it's short, you can paste it into your chat and say, okay, use this information to do this. But if I'm going to do a lot of stuff off of that, I'm just going to anchor it. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to do everything on this. I'm going to do it on a commercial real estate purchase agreement. Okay, so I'm going to look at this. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say, summarize the agreement and show me areas of concern. Now, again, it's not going out and looking at anything else. It's looking at that very specific agreement. Now, you can see that in this agreement, I've got Chris Booth's name in there. I've got the house price. I've got everything in there that I'm going to be looking for. And I can go in and see where it's telling me areas of concern. Several key dates are missing, including the closing date and inspection dates. All right. This can happen on anything that is a PDF or a text document. Guys, you can go deep, deep, deep. Talk about trying to organize something or to go and find pitching points. Maybe it's like create a concise sales pitch to Chris Booth for the reasoning to buy this house. Okay, we're not talking about typing here. So that's going to go and create a way for me to go and talk about it, right? So if you don't know how to say things, maybe it's just about kind of wrapping around the structure that you want to use to respond to somebody. You can do that with a simple prompt. It doesn't have to be even spelled right, right? So you can do it now. Now, one thing that's really interesting is that I could actually now throw this in with the Oakwood. I'm going to use a friendly tone. I'm going to use family-oriented as my tone and friendly as my voice. And I want to do the exact same thing here, right? So I'm going to bring this back. And I want to actually now inject the Oakwood Homes homeowner built into the sales pitch. Because now I want it to be saying, hey, what are the most important things that this person is going to need? Well, they need to be family-minded investors like yourself, right? Possibilities of thriving business. Okay, now, one of the things that's interesting about this is that this is a commercial, right? Commercial real estate, and it appears a homeowner. So it's a what's the word I'm looking for? A personal home. I don't know. It's crazy. Residential. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, but residential talking about a contract that's in there. So it's a little bit awkward, right? But you'd be able to see the same thing. Like at just 3.9% interest, it's going to be attractive for a family-minded investor like you. It's going to be wrapping those tones around what it's important, like, okay, access to local schools, parks, and family-friendly amenities. These are going to be important pieces to that, and it wouldn't happen if I didn't have the Oakwood in it, right? You don't see any of that in here. You only see it when we put the persona in it. Now, if I wanted to go down, and I'm going to do a new chat, so we start a new conversation. And by the way, when using IntelliChat, or as you do with any conversational chat, if you're jumping around from topic to topic to topic inside the same conversation, it would be like having the same phone call with all these different people in there, and you're jumping from topic to topic to topic to topic, and then you ask somebody a question that's like relative to all of them, and they're confused. Well, that's the same thing that's happening in a conversation. If you jump from topic to topic and they don't have anything to relate with each other, they don't know how to respond either. So make sure you keep yourself organized in your conversation. So start a new chat when you are doing something new and having a different topic so that you're staying in that conversation the right way. Now, I might want to go and I might want to use a URL. And I'm going to do Athletic Greens. I don't even know if it's called Athletic Greens. Is it called Athletic Greens, Corey? Or is it A1?
I can't remember.
I should drinkag.com. Okay, drinkag.com. I'm going to use that. So drinkag.com. So I'm going to use this, and I want to pull now all the information just specifically from this one website. Now, this can be a competitive research. This could be for me to find a target audience that they're struggling for. I don't want to have any kind of persona set on it, so I'm going to remove that. And I'm just going to come in here and say, summarize the site and create the persona based on content. Okay. So I'm going to have it go and just go to the website. It's pulling down and scraping that site, and it's going to give me all this information. Now, look how fast it's grabbing that information. Okay, number one, I'm going out to their site, I'm scraping their website, and pulling in their information, and we're processing that information. And so here's like a way, based on the provided content, here's a summary of the site. Support gut health, boost energy, focus, enhance. Okay, so it's right on to what a greens product's going to do. And as a persona, it's going to create me a persona. Now, there's a big difference between the way that this persona will be created and the way that we're going to get it out of Personify. But this is a great way for you to compare the two. Super simple, right? And now I have it. And this would be similar to if I took drinkag.com and I put it into Personify in the URL. I'm going to get the same content, but it's going to give me a lot more information in Personify, and it's going to be more detailed on trends. Okay? So now I have it, and I know kind of what they're talking to, who they're talking to, what they're talking about. And now I might want to come up here, and now that I'm already anchored up here, I'm going to say something along the lines of create a social media post for, I'm going to call it migraines, for migraines. Based on the competitive basis that migraines is only $29 per month based on the site. So now I'm kind of guiding it a little bit more into what it is, but now I'm going to have it go in and take the information that's from the website and show me where I can go and compete with it. Number one, I'm not doing anything. This is why compromise your health when you can have it all for just $29 a month. So I'm getting all the benefits of what actually greens do. Again, I never told it what my product did. I'm just saying it's comparative to this product. And then you can feel the difference. It's selling it to them, right? Delivers the same benefits as premium greens powders without the premium price tag. Guys, this is the first part of a way that you can start to really hone in on stuff, and you can use RAG, or what we call anchoring, inside of Ruby to bring all this information to you as you are starting to go out and build your business. Okay, so this is anchoring. Now, I'm not going to go back and switch between the slides because it's just too much time to do that, but I'm going to actually talk about another key part of IntelliChat. And one of the things when you look at our models, you'll see that we have anchoring enabled, and we also have vision enabled. So if you aren't familiar with vision, the way that vision works is you select one of those that has vision enabling, like, okay, so Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Again, it's my favorite. It's my default. If you click the little button off to the left over here, what that's going to do is going to allow me to upload images either from those that are inside of my asset manager. Okay, so I can go find the images that I have inside my asset manager. I'm going to use this one. Okay, and you can see it's loaded in. And I can proceed with vision. Now, I can go ask it questions regarding this image. Now, I don't need to have anchoring turned on because I'm not going to be doing anything with Drink AG1. I'm just going to be dealing with what's actually right here inside a vision. And this is what's crazy. Guys, you can do this with documents, anything that it can read. Okay, so think about if you have a book page, if you have your P&L and balance sheets, you have all your corporate documents, maybe you have pictures and images of a contract. You can upload those as images here if they're not in a PDF. If you have it in a PDF, you're just going to anchor it. But here I just want to look, and I want to say describe in detail and use creative writing to generate this response. Okay. Now, I don't have to tell it to look at the image or anything like that. I'm just telling it to do it. Now, when I hit the button, it's going to go and read the image, and then it's going to come back and give me the information about that image. Now, again, it can be text document. It could be literally any kind of document that you want to update up there. It will be able to read that and bring it back to you. It's usually a lot faster than this too. I don't know why it's taking a little time. Okay. It's not that difficult. Let's do something here. I'm curious to see with this image. Let's try this image here. There we go. That image is confusing because it's a Mid-Journey one. That's an issue. I need to make a note of that, Corey, so that we can deal with that because it doesn't understand what to do with the 4 different images. Okay, so the image captures a heartwarming moment of pure joy and connection between 2 young children at the beach. Their radiant smiles and their sparkling eyes reflect the carefree bliss of childhood, and you can see that it's giving me this creative description of what it is. Now, you can ask it anything about any subject that you push up there. Maybe it's a slide, okay, and you want to maybe ask it to make your slides easier to communicate. Maybe it's a way that you can get your financial forecast. I've done this with SKUs, like where a company had thousands of SKUs, and it literally could find in just seconds where those SKUs are going down in sales, where others are going up. Something super important to know if you're a business owner. And it did it in seconds. Instead of me going through and trying to find the data and do all that kind of databasing and trying to find it through a financial application that sometimes making reports take forever. And then you never get exactly what you're looking for unless you're really good at like QuickBooks and you really understand it, how to go and create all the special reports. By the time you go and create that special report to get it, I can actually have it done here in about 10 seconds, and I can actually then go and start going, how do I fix it? How would I go about maybe upping those sales? Maybe I need to do a retargeting campaign, and I need to know which SKUs I should be using to be retargeting to get those sales back up. Guys, the way that you use Vision is just another way. It's called a multimodal chat. And the more that you're using Vision, and it will help you pull in information. Now, what's really good is I have this information here. I can actually go to one that's a free version now that I have all this information, and I don't have to have any words coming against my word bank to create other stuff. Here, rewrite the above in concise form. Okay, so now this one's going off of GPT 3.5, and look how fast it does. It doesn't have to go and reread the image because it already knows what's going on in our conversation. If you don't like that, you want to do it in 4.0, then you just switch 4.0, hit the little edit button, it reloads everything back down here for your prompt, and away you go. So it's very simple to how you get all this information, and this all started with an image inside of Vision. All right, so that really gives you a lot of the key pieces inside. Obviously, prompts. You can write your own prompts. You can keep those prompts available to you, and you can come back and reference them anytime you wish. I love one that's called persona analysis. So if I was running something with a persona on it, what this does is it just allows us to clarify the persona and where it's being used inside the text. So here, let me see if I can find a way to do that here. Okay, so I go back to let's go back here to the agreement. So we're talking about Chris, right? And we use Chris, and Chris was actually being written in this thing with the persona. So if I go to my prompt and I actually use this persona analysis, I'm just saying, hey, based on the previous response, clarify where the persona is being directly addressed to get the most engagement and conversions. Okay, so now it's going to be dropping this in now. Chris is so it's pulling in. Imagine a home, a property that's not just a business investment. Okay, wait, let's get this persona in here. Let's load this up real quick, and we'll do one more. Okay, so now I have the persona. Let me run this with the persona. Okay, so now I've got this rewritten. I'm using the persona inside it. Now I'm going to have it identify the persona that's sitting there. Actually, I don't like the way that output comes from 4.0. And this is a great thing. This is a great example of why some things will do good things and some things will give you a completely different understanding. So now I'm going to rewrite this again now, coming back through on Gemini Pro. And you see how it's different in how it addresses it, by the way. It kind of puts it down in things. Now look at the explanation of changes here. So a direct address. Using Chris at the beginning, sprinkled through the pitch, creates a more personal connection, making the message feel like a conversation. Highlighting key values. The revised pitch emphasizes the family values, community warmth. This is what this was all about, right? So when we looked up at the persona for the Oakwood home owner, this is what was on their pain points. This is the things that we were trying to address. Just like you were hoping for. Those family gatherings you love so much. The heart of your family story. Evoke warmth, connection. Guys, these are the words that we're addressing the motivations and pain points that were built into this. And you can go and find this by a simple prompt. Hey, where is the persona really clicking in, and where is it really like hitting deep into that engagement? This is a simple little prompt. I mean, I'll put it up here. You guys can read it again. It's based here. I'll do this even easier. This is the prompt. I just pushed it into the chat. That's all it is. And you can save that prompt, and you can always come back to say, am I really getting content that's driving with the main motivations and pain points of the persona? Just use it. Save it as a prompt, and you can come back in and use it, and you'll find that it's great. And if you're not getting the best response the first time, look to another model. You saw how much better of a reaction I got out of Gemini Pro than I did out of 4 Omni. And it's just depending upon which ones that you're using that you're going to be getting those kind of responses back with. So understand, IntelliChat is so powerful. There's not one thing that you can't do and create and get insight on or figure out something. Even writing code. I mean, like, we can write code all day long in here by just asking it questions. In fact, it's kind of funny the other day because we're using Ruby to write Ruby, right? It's kind of a crazy thing when you think about it. And yet, it's not just AI. They don't just put the code in and all of a sudden, boom, it's done. Obviously, we just eliminate a lot of maybe junior dev work or the upfront work, and then we start to do a lot of debugging and a lot of Q&A and stuff that we're thinking about. We can do inside of Ruby quicker and more efficiently and more accurately than with a human. So IntelliChat is just super powerful. I guess that was the main things that I wanted to get across today, dealing with that. And I hope that this helps get some ideas about what can happen. So let's do this. Let's go and do our next section here. I'm going to get out of that. Corey, it's kind of weird not having the wheel. Like, I kind of want that wheel to go to right now, but I don't have the wheel. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm actually going to try to bring up a screen that we have the music in, and I don't know why it wouldn't let me do it before. So I'm going to try to do it now. Let me see if there it is, and see if I can get this to work.
I think once we get that new feature.
Oh, I know the new feature is going to be. They're going to love that. They are going to love
so
that.
Much easier.
Is that it? No, that's not the one. It's like it doesn't even bring up that window. That's so bizarre. Okay, let me try it over here now and see if I can. Not that one. Not that one. I got it. Okay, it's going to be weird for a second until I flip it over. Okay. Let's see. Why did it not present that?
I don't see it on stage. Everybody's just waiting with bated breath for the next.
I know, it's so bad. This is horrible. And it's like, it's just not showing up. Like I go to present it and that window does not appear. And I don't know why. It's share screen.
Which one are you trying to
It finally showed up. It finally showed up. All right. So one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to just show what can happen with Ruby Music and just give some accolades out. And Cindy Marshall, I know that this is exciting. I mean, this is your Spotify page, and you put in Burning Bridges. And it's actually one of the songs I wanted to play today, but we couldn't get it to play when I was playing. That's why it was quiet. So I'm actually going to try to play it here. And Corey, tell me if you can hear it like right away so I don't have to silence forever.
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right.
Gotta spill my crowded head. Memories were left for dead. Tears web away my soul. Digging deeper.
All right, Corey, did the volume go down?
Yeah, you can't talk over it though because it kills it.
All right. So I got to find a way to do this with. Oh, there it is. I got it. Here we go. Here we go. How about now, Corey? Can you hear me talk over it now?
Yeah, it's really, really soft.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of go through and just show you a little bit about what it is that Cindy Marshall was able to do with music, because this is like hopefully sparking some new stuff. But she's got her own Spotify playlist. It's sitting it up here. She's got her music in here, and she's making incredible stuff. So while we make this transition, I want you to listen to her song, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a SoundCloud because Larry Lewis had an incredible song, and I couldn't get it out of SoundCloud because you can't download it there. Now, it might give you a State Farm ad. That's why you saw that. When I played it initially, it put a State Farm ad in the front. And like, I'm going to charge them money for that. But I want you to listen to this because it's structured so well, and then we'll come back and we'll play the other one here in just a second.
Find no comfort in the pain. Just wanna feel like I'm home again. But that place is shine so bright. Like I'll wait for this dark night. But still there ain't no more, no going back to where I was before. Painting pictures of my dreams, trying not to hear the screams. Find no comfort in the pain. Just wanna feel like I'm home again. But bridges shine so bright.
Anyway, I just love the fact that you guys can do some incredible things with Ruby Music, and you're doing it, and a great song. So I am going to do one more because I wanted to play this. This is stuff that you guys have done that's pretty amazing. So I'm going to play one more. I'm going to see if I can get it pushed up on the screen the same way. Let me see if it shows up.
All these creations are super awesome. I think we'll figure it out for next week so that we do more justice to it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get it. We'll get it better. Here's another one I'm going to push up to the stage, and let's see if we can hear this one, Corey.
This is my father's world.
Yeah.
Nice.
And to my listening ears, all nature sings, and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's word. I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas. His hand the wonders wrought. This is my Father's word. The birds their carols raise, the morning light, the lily white, declare their Maker's praise.
All right. Well, you guys know this incredible stuff that's happening with Ruby Music, and we're super excited. So we're going to talk a little bit about the way that we're going to make it easier for us to do this and get this spread out, number one, into the social media markets for you, but then also the way that we can get this to be part of adding it into our contests and everything else that we're doing. So we're super excited about announcing a way that we're bringing it to video. And so if you can think of the fact that we have the music, we have the lyrics, we have the great little images that are created for your music. We have everything here to go ahead and create a piece of music, video for you. And you can choose to download either a video or to download a MP3 file, or you can download both. And it will be just in the little three buttons that you're used to seeing, where you download the MP3, you'll just have a download video option now. And so we're working on that. That'll be something I really think at the end of this week, we're going to have that pushed out. And it will be also marked with Ruby Music so that you're actually promoting it as you're going out there to the market with it. So super exciting things that we're going to be able to do to help you guys get these out to the marketplace. All right, so we're running a little bit late here. It's 11 o'clock already, so let me do our flexing because this is super exciting. And so let's talk about doing the right things. And so when doing the right things this week, we actually are going to go way over across the pond to Christos Sindropoulos, to Thessaloniki, Kalamaria, Greece. I think I did it pretty good justice. Super excited about what's going on all over the world, and seeing this happen in Greece is so exciting. They are doing their meetings. They are getting people to show up and do trainings. They are literally getting this project moving in Greece, and I'm super excited about what they're doing. And so, Christos, congratulations for being our Doing the Right Thing winner this week. So, Corey, make sure you're getting 50 credits to Christos. If you're doing stuff, send it to us, and we'll pull one in. I love to be able to push those up onto Flex Connection. So throw them up on Flex Connection, make a post. We'll approve them and push them up there so people can see how you are building. All right, talking about Ruby Tunes. Ruby Tunes, this week's winners. I'm always going to get 4, but I actually thought there was just a lot of people who tried really hard, and there was some really good stuff there. The number 1 voted song that was Chime by Jennifer Philbrook. So congratulations, you are the winner. So Corey, give her 50 credits. And then everybody else is going to get 20 credits. And so the first place winner will get 50. Everybody else that's mentioned will be given 20 credits. And for this week, that's going, okay, click the right button. That's going to be Larry Lewis with My Father's House, Karen Lewis, Catherine Donovan, amazing. You put in some great ones. I had a hard time choosing actually which one to use from you because they were all so good. So congratulations. And of course, Cindy Marshall, all 4 of them, give them 20 credits. I just really, really enjoyed what you guys are doing. And I think it's important to understand that the music opens up a whole new way of communicating where, 99% of the world can't communicate through music because they aren't artistic. They don't have a great voice. They don't have musical skills. And so what music does is it changes the game for communications. And I think if you guys can let that just kind of show out there, people will understand how much value that is already there. All right, let's go into the next one here. Our influencer of the week, again, super exciting because every week there's just new things going on. And last week, James Smith, the week before that, Mike Controlas, and the week before that, this is like Jennifer Phillips. It's like all these people are doing incredible things all the time. And again, there's so many people don't think that you're not doing great things if you aren't here. It says I can get one. And so this week, I'm actually choosing Pam Brill from North Carolina in the United States. This is a person who does stuff every single day. She does it quietly down with her group, and she does it because she truly cares about their success, and you can feel it in everything that she does. And so this week, 100 credits to Pam Brill for being the Flex profile. Now, a couple things we'll hit up real quick. 10 to win. It ends tomorrow. Okay, so get down to get it tomorrow at midnight to get your 10 to win. Enroll 10 premiums. Get a premium plus annual given to you. That does qualify you, by the way. I mean, literally, you get the premium plus annual for the entire year, but you're also active and qualified in the Flex business model with that premium. Okay. Now, the second thing is our MVP bonus. Now, this is also ending tomorrow, but what that means is that when you sponsor somebody, they have 48 hours to go out and get qualified, one left, one right. When they do that, they are going to earn double the credits for whatever package they came in with. They're going to earn double the credits for 90 days or 3 months. Okay. So for 3 months, they're going to get double the credits for whichever package that they are on. And so get this done, guys. This is a way to get some momentum into your business. This also ends on the 28th. However, if they sign up tomorrow, they still have their 48 hours. So it will carry over until Monday. Okay. 48 hours after they get in. All right, Corey, is there anything? Okay, so we're going to give you the video for that. Let's talk about some new things that you can expect here coming out this week. GPT-4 Omni, as you saw, Mini coming, replacing GPT-3.5 Turbo. You're also going to have a couple of new things come in on music, some updates in cleaning up of the way images work. One thing I did want to address, just because I've seen a lot of this come through, tickets and everything else lately. I just want to talk about images for just one second. We go back and look at last week's FLEXCAST when it talks about how to structure a prompt. One of the key things to understand is that we're using third-party stuff, right? For Midjourney and DALL-E 3 and SDXL and Leonardo AI. Midjourney has a very strict word policy. Like they don't allow anything that would create NSFW work or anything that would be violent. And so if you're doing a prompt and it's innocent, right? You're not trying to do some porn, but you have something like, I want someone with a high collar dress that has no cleavage. Now you think you're saying it correctly to make a modest image, but at the end of the day, it's never going to actually work because it has the word cleavage in it. All right. There is a million different places that you can do it. You can go find those words. We're actually going to put that in that Learn More, a link where you can go get the words for that that you need to avoid. But if you're getting a prompt, especially in Midjourney that says failed to generate, it's going to be because of probably the fact that you have a word that's not going to be acceptable by Midjourney. So understand that there are words that are blocked, okay? And they add to them all the time. There's like a new list, and then there's not a new list. And they take things off, and they put things back on. So it changes all the time. It's not like I can just sit there and say this is the reasoning for it. But if that's the case, and I just had that one example that I saw this morning from Dolly that I just wanted to make sure I address it because it's frustrating. And you guys think the platform's not working, and it's like, no, it's going to be the same no matter if you're on Midjourney directly. You're still going to have the same result. And so just look at those words. And if you're having that problem in a process, just look at the words you're using. And, I think in the example that we had prior to that, it was the word cutting edge. Now, you would think that cutting edge would be great. It's leading into a technology. It's cutting edge. You can't use the word cutting. You can't use it cutting with the word edge, hyphenated. it's just the word cutting will not be allowed. So you have to use high tech, or you do things around. If you didn't want to use no cleavage, or you say it with no neckline, or just a high collar dress. You don't have to say where it doesn't show any cleavage to get what the results are that you're looking for. And obviously there's body parts, there's violence, there's all kinds of stuff out there that are blocked. And so just keep that in mind as you're going out there and building amazing content. And that's just about getting used to how it all works. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for doing everything you're doing. Keep going on this music stuff. It's so fun to see what it is. So we are just waiting for Premium Plus to go live. I wish I had an answer, but it's not my tech team. And I've been told 3 weeks in a row that this is going to be the day, the week. So I have not had a response back yet. So I will keep working on it. We will have an update, obviously, on Monday night. And we're ready to go on our side as soon as possible. Until that happens, this keeps everything in the business model exactly the same. The price points are still $5 cheaper, so you can still get that benefit to get in and save that $5 on all of your subscriptions for life. You're also getting the double credits for any new enroller that comes in. So if you enroll me, I'm getting double credits on my first month just by enrolling today. And I'm getting that $5 discount for life. And I'm being grandfathered into the fact that I don't have to worry about being moved to a customer after 60 days if I don't get qualified. So it's a way to get your positions kind of locked in for 6 months instead of 60 days. Do all that stuff, get stuff going as much as you can. Guys, I am super excited about where we're going. We have some incredible momentum that's happening right now. If you can't feel it, then you're not engaged. So get engaged, get excited, and we will see you guys on the Monday night call. And hopefully I'll have more exciting news for you. Until then, I'm going to leave you with our #1 music winner, and that's called Final Chime by Jennifer Philbrook.
Can you heed my heartfelt plight? A lifetime stretches ahead so wide. When my final moments arrive, I ache to have you by my side. Can you heed my heartfelt plight? A lifetime stretches ahead so wide. When my final moments arrive, I ache to have you close, a constant guide. Darling, I always knew this love would survive. Since the moment I knew you were the one. Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Whisper that I'm the one. But I am to feel you close when all is done. Watch the dust dance in the evening's event. Your hand in mine, a comfort in light. It's in the atmosphere, it's in every breath we breathe. We breathe, surrounding us, encompassing all we perceive. And when the world dims its bright, I ache to have you by my side. Heed my heartfelt plight. A lifetime stretches ahead so wide. And when the world dims its bright.
Oh yeah, yeah. Feels alone in a crowded room. Feels misunderstood. It feels like nobody's thinking or cares about you. Has a lot of friends but still feels lonely. Does anybody care or appreciate what I have to say? Waiting for the phone to ring, but it doesn't. Always waiting and hoping. Rather be alone Listen up, get out of your own head. Because you loved, you are well respected. Your opinions do matter. When you speak, others do listen. You may not realize it, but what you say just made a person's day. You be the person to speak up in a crowded room, because there are others feeling just like you, but don't have the courage to speak up. You be their voice. You pick up the phone and make the call, because the person on the other end will always answer. You may not always know it or feel it, but there are people who want to be just like you. Tell people when you walk in a room, light up, because it's you that's walking through the door. Oh, walking through the door. Sometimes it's you that needs to make the first move. That first move turns into something wonderful. How friendships, memories are made.